Well, it has been one of the warmest Novembers on record. Let's have a look at some of the stats. Melbourne, your average maximum so far this November, 25.7 degrees. The long-term average is 22, so it's been nearly 4 degrees above average. Remarkably, not quite a record. 2009, Melbourne averaged 27 degrees in November for maximums, but it looks like it will be the second warmest November on record. And we're talking about more than 150 years worth of data here. Perth, your average maximum has been 29.3, just off the record of 29.6 from 2010. Again, the second warmest November on record for maximums. Hobart, though, has smashed the record. 22.6 will be the eventual average maximum with a couple of hot days to finish off spring. The long-term average is 18.7, so again, it's around 4 degrees above average. The old record was from 1921. 21.5, so more than a degree warmer than the old record for Hobart. So a very warm end to spring, and we're going to see a wet start to summer. A major rain event is on the way. Here is the map then. We've got a blocking high near New Zealand. It's been there for 3 weeks. Winds go anti-clockwise around highs, so moisture is pumping in across the east coast. Heavy falls for the Queensland coast the next couple of days with storms, and that moisture then feeding down into a deepening trough of low pressure, which will even form into a couple of lows over southeastern Australia, closed lows, and that will lead to widespread heavy rain, storms and flooding through southeastern Australia. Let's jump to the details. We're going to start with Queensland. Showers and storms are increasing on Wednesday along the central and southern coastline. That activity will continue on Thursday. You'll note our models picking out the red and the black showing heavy falls. We could see some flash flooding from thunderstorms with isolated storms in the west of the state from a separate weather system. You can see later in the week the showers continue, perhaps just easing off briefly in those coastal areas as we approach the weekend. Then a band of showers and storms will approach from the west. We'll get back to Queensland shortly. Now for southeastern Australia, we've got a hot northerly airstream right now with maximums more than 10 degrees above average, a continuation of what we've seen on most days during the last couple of weeks. That northerly airstream will continue, although unlike last week, we're not going to see heat wave thresholds pass because the hot temperatures will only last 2 or 3 days. You can see a cooler southerly change on Thursday pushing onto the South Australian coastline. Jump forward 24 hours, you can see Friday afternoon that cooler southerly change moving through western and central Victoria and Tasmania. So that will drop the temperatures later on Friday, and by the time we hit Saturday, widespread cloud cover, dropping temperatures along with a southerly wind change through most of southeastern Australia. So we're not going to quite see those heatwave thresholds of 5 days where maximums more than 5 above average. Showers and storms developing in the afternoon through the eastern inland along the Great Dividing Range. That's been happening for a week. What we're watching though very closely is this band of rain and storms which will be pushing through South Australia on Thursday, and on Friday as a low forms up, widespread heavy rain on the way for Tasmania, Victoria and also South Australia. So that takes us to Friday evening, and we'll keep going with this rain event now though. We're going to see the rainfall intensify further over southeastern Australia. We've got the moisture coming down from the northeast off the Coral Sea and then linking up with cold air pushing up from the south, and that's never a good mix. It always results in uplift, pressure dropping and widespread heavy rain and storms, as you can see on the map here. It's actually a couple of lows which will form up. The second one will move away from the coast on Sunday and the rain will ease back to showers. We'll just go back to Queensland now. So after our current weather event bringing showers and heavy falls to the coastline, we'll then have this band of widespread storms moving in from the west. You can see that will be occurring over the weekend, and by Monday that band will be sitting along the coast with showers, severe thunderstorms and further flash flooding on the way. Okay, let's put this all together now. There's a few weather systems that are all bringing heavy rain. These are the totals over the next 8 days. Firstly, 50 to 100 millimetres, the darker shading for eastern parts of Queensland and northeast New South Wales. And then for southeastern Australia, also widespread falls of 50 to 100 millimetres. That's about a month's worth of rain falling in about 2 to 3 days for most areas. This red shading, though, across the Alps indicates up to about 200 millimetres of rain. And that's well above a month's worth of rain, even for the Alps, which is quite a wet part of Australia. As a result of this heavy rain, there's a very good chance of flash flooding from this event, and that could include Hobart, Melbourne, Canberra and even Sydney. 25 to 50 millimetres across South Australia could also trigger some flash flooding. And with the amount of rain that's falling, there is also the risk of river flooding. At a minimum, some minor flooding through the northeast corner of Victoria, but we could even see moderate flooding developing. We'll keep you updated on any flood watches which are issued. Here is the national chart then, which shows that second low moving away on Sunday away from southeastern Australia. Still a band of showers and storms through eastern Queensland for the start of the new week, but this area of high pressure just very slowly edging in across southeastern Australia through the first half of next week. As you can see though, even on Tuesday, there'll still be a low pressure system with some fairly widespread showers through just a small pocket of southeastern Australia. Also, there'll be showers and storms for the next week across the northern tropics.